I'm going to show you a little bit about Pinterest. And okay, I am logged into my Pinterest account, and this is what I see when I first log in. And this is sort of a compilation of all of my friends here, and some of these people I know in real life, some I don't. They're just might be people that post things that I like. And a few of them I do know in real life, but anyway, when you first log in, you probably won't see a lot here if you're just getting started. So the first thing you need to do is try to find some boards to follow, or some people to follow. So what I would recommend doing once you're logged in is going to everything here, and then you'll start to see a bunch of different things on here, and some of them you might say, oh, that's a neat idea, so you might like to repin it. And I'm just going to go down and see if I can find something that strikes my fancy, and I will show you how to pin. And just for time's sake, I'm going to repin this wreath because I do actually like it. And so I have three options. I can repin, comment, or like. And you can do all three, or you can just do one. But anything that I see that I might want to use later, I always repin. If I see something that may or may not be relevant to me, then sometimes I'll just like it. And then if I don't think I'll ever need to use it again. So for today, I'm just going to go to repin. And then you'll see the thumbnail here. And then you have your categories here, or these are my boards. And I have named these myself, and you can choose whatever name you would like. I'm just going to scroll down, and these are all my boards. And if you need to, probably you will at first, you would just create a new board, and you type that whatever you would like. You can do craft projects, home decorating, whatever you want. This one's one that I like to use a lot. It's called Things I Want to Make. Or in this case, I think I'll put this one in maybe general decorating, because it's actually more like fall, but I don't have a fall board, and I have a Thanksgiving and a Halloween board. So then if you really think it's neat and you want to share it with a bunch of people, then you might publish it to Facebook. That's just an option that you have. I recommend not overusing that because people will get tired of it. But I'm not going to publish it today. I'm just going to click repin, and it takes just a second. And then you'll come back to where you started, and you can just keep scrolling down. If you see something you like, you can do the same process. But for now, I'm going to go back to my Pinterest page. You just click on the Pinterest logo, and there's my pin. So what you should see, if it was your first pin, is just your own. And then if you would like, back to that wreath that we saw, or back to the Pinterest page, if you the way that I find people I like is just say that this is a neat idea and might want to follow her. So I click on Jenny Shope, and I see if I like any of her boards, and I can choose to either follow all of her boards, like here. Oops, I'm not sure what I clicked on. I can choose to follow all of her boards, or I can choose to follow some of her boards. I can click follow all, and then I can unfollow a couple that I might not be interested in. I'll take a look at her later, but anyway, that would be how you would find friends or find things, and eventually you'll see, like, over time, that you'll find people who post things that are interesting to you. If you would like, you can come here and you can find friends, and it has a tool to let you access Facebook or Gmail or Yahoo Mail or whatever, and you can find friends on there. If they're already registered, it will tell you. If they're not already registered, you can, I think it may have an option to invite them, or you can come here and invite friends here. And you just type in their email address, or you can import your contacts and you can invite them that way. But in addition to searching for on Pinterest for things that you like, you can also find things while you're searching on the internet. And I'm going to show you how to pin something like that. And let's just go. I actually have this pulled up right now. It's how to make homemade dishwasher detergent, and I thought that's something that I might try. So this may not be a really good one because it doesn't have a good picture. But I have this little button in my toolbar called Pin It, and I would click Pin It, and then it'll bring up all the pictures that are on the page. And this is really not the best picture, but I would just, this would be the one that would be most relevant. So I would say pin this, and then you would choose your category again, which this would probably be kitchen. And then I would type in dishwasher detergent. And I might want to say homemade, so. Okay, and then you would just click pin it, and again you have your option here. I'm not going to pin it now because I think it's already actually on there. And so you just do that, and then it would be on your board again. And you don't want to just pin a picture, like say you see a picture online of something you like, you would need to try to find the source about how to actually make it. So what you're actually doing is pinning a website, and then you're attaching the picture with it. Maybe the thumbnail to show you exactly what it is. And the purpose of this website is, or a Pinterest site, is just to compile all the things that you see, like when you're randomly surfing the internet, and keep them into one place. And then say, like, I'm going to go to my boards, and it's easily accessible later. Say I'm getting ready to go to Lowe's, and there were a couple of little things that I thought I might want to try. So I would go to things I want to make, and then I would say, oh, well, I would need to pick these up, and I would need to pick up some 4x4 tiles, and you can save the rest of your projects for later or something. But it's just a way to remember all these things and how you would do them. And over to this, in this column we have my activity, like I repinned something, and then people I started following, and people who followed me. Actually, this is just my activity, so it would be all the things that I would do. And then if you go back to your Pinterest page at the top, you have all of the activity, like people who have repinned your pins, people who liked your pins, and so forth. You see all these things. And then you can go to staff favorites. You can see the things that the Pinterest staff has pinned, and they have different boards, and you can follow their boards. You can say you want to search on media cabinet. You're interested in making something like that, or shopping for something like that, and you would do your search. And I hope that the server didn't crash. Here we go. And then you would see all these media cabinets, and you would just go down here, and if you found one you like, then you might either just like or comment or repin, or you could actually follow this person. You can see what board she posted it on. Like, I don't know what that means, but living room, beach house. And it just takes you, it's kind of just like you may go into all these different things that it takes you to funky, cool craft stuff, and it might take you to a bunch of different things that you like. Just whatever interests you. And this tells you how many pins. Actually, let me go back here to my own page. This tells me how many boards I have and how many pins I've done and how many likes and no at mentions, but just a way to keep everything organized. And this is the actual home page that I see when I come up, and I see all these things because these are all the people who I've friended or the boards that I follow. And if you see something that you like, it may not be on this page when you come back, so it's always a good idea, like, either if you want to remember it, to repin it to your own board. So, let's see. Find something that I like. This is busy bag ideas for when you need a few minutes of peace and quiet. So I might just repin this to my kids' board, so I can save it for later. And then repin. And then it's going to take me back where I was before. And then say I want to actually see it, then I would just click on it and it would take me to the larger version, and I would see all the activity on this pin. And then if I wanted to go to the web page that tells me more about it, I would just click on this. And it's taken me to Money Saving Mom, which I read sometimes. And then she has all of these things that were... the Pinterest was a shortcut to all of these things that she lists on her website. So we can always refer to that later. So I'm just going to close this out and go back to Pinterest. And sometimes you'll see people over here. These might be people that are in your contacts list, or people who you might interact with and you can invite them. And right now Pinterest is invitation only, so I think it's still that way, but you can invite your friends but I've just found lots of little neat ideas here, and it's a good way to be creative and find things. It's kind of like a why didn't I think of that type website. Like, let's just go to my Get Organized, and you'll see here all the different things. I mean, I would never think to use a rake as a jewelry holder, or to store sheets in their own pillowcases, and then I know exactly what I'm looking for when I go to my linen closet. But you can also categorize your boards, and this would be this was my Get Organized board, so I would probably put this in probably be actually other, which really, this wasn't a good example, but I'm just going to skip that for now. But you can categorize your boards, and I'm about to run out of time, but this was just a little Pinterest tutorial, and hope you use it and enjoy it.